Okay, so a few hours later, the sourdough starter looks like this. As you can see, it's quite fluffy and bubbly. And so now what we're going to do is start making the bread. We start off with 10 grams of salt. Just because I use rock salt, I have to grind it up first. And then to make it a bit easier, what I do is just heat up a little bit of the filtered water. So this just helps the salt to dissolve. So I add in that hot water first. And then give that a stir to dissolve the salt. In total, what we want is 280 grams of water. So now I just add more water. With the 10 grams of salt, I'll add up to 290. Whoop. A little bit too much, but... And then just give that a stir. It's fine if there are still little bits of salt left in there, as long as most of it is dissolved. And then we're going to add 180 grams of the sourdough starter. And just get rid of those tendrils. So one of the ways that you can tell that it's ready to use is when you add it to the water, it should float on the surface like that. So that means it's nice and bubbly. So just because there are a couple of grams left on the spoon, I'll just, take that as 180. So give that a good stir, mix in the sourdough starter into the water. And now we want to add 500 grams of flour. So I use a mix of plain white flour. I mean, ideally sort of strong white bread flour if you can get it. Probably not at this stage. Any sort of white flour will do. And then I also use wholemeal flour just to give it a bit more flavour. And so we'll set that at 0 again with the spoon in. And so you can make it sort of, whatever ratio whatever works for you. I tend to do sort of maybe 300 grams of white and 200 of wholemeal. Oops. Okay, and then what you do is just mix it all in. This is going to be a bit hard to do while filming because normally I just rotate the bowl around to do it, but you can really give it a good stir, still using the spoon at this stage just because it is a bit gluggy. Once you have stirred it, it will have a consistency like this, and then what we'll do now is cover it up and let it sit for about an hour before the next step.